Alright guys, welcome back to another game, and looking at the board, we have quite a bit of options. Let's go ahead and take this spot point towards the right, and then let's take this spot with the wheat brick wood point towards the bottom. And we have two places where we can build towards the sheep, so it's not the end of the world if we get plowed anywhere. And it seems like they're gonna go for the wood port, which is good for them. Our main objective, if I can get one more 10, is to port out. Okay, not gonna happen. But let's go ahead and block that 3, and I'm gonna go ahead and simply port all of this for a sheep. And wait for another 5 or 10. Actually, a 9 would be great. Single 9 gives us the settle, but they should also have the settle now. Not bad. And let's go ahead and block their 5. We get an ore, which is very nice. We'll come down towards the bottom. Perfect. We have the settle and the city. Unfortunate, we're gonna get a wheat taken from us, but 3 rolls are big. 10 is also big. 7 out would be great. Doesn't happen. We get our ore blocked, which would have been good for us. Ports the wood, but doesn't really do anything with it. Is interesting. And that's a lot of ore blocked, unfortunately. 5 is big. I'm gonna go ahead and there are different spots where we can go. I'm gonna point this way and go towards the... Let's go ahead and dump out a few cards. Let's dump that out and block the 5. Big 3. 6 would be great, but I don't think it's gonna happen. Let's go ahead and do that. Another 3 is big. Settle. We're gonna go ahead and port out our wood for this. Now 10's become a free card. And I think the next step is to get on that 3-to-1 port. Yup, so I actually need a 10. But I think we're gonna get... Okay, so we don't get plowed, which is good. Let's go ahead and port this to this. And that's going to be another settle. We're going to... That sheep port is going to come in terrible for us. No 7s hurt. We've only rolled a single 7, and we end up losing our only wheat, which sucks. And if this is a mono, well, that sucks. I'm going to go ahead and move it and put it on the 5. He's going to move it off of us and block the 6. Big 5 roll. Takes longest road. Another 7, but not a 7 on our turn. Actually, there was a 7 on our turn. What am I saying? Blocks the 9. We need the 9. And we 7 out again. Let's go ahead and dump that out. And block their 10. Stop their wheat. So big 10 block. Massive 10 block. 1, 2, 3, 4. Whoops. For 2 of this, I don't necessarily need to city up. Road Builder and VP ruins our game. And I don't see a way for us to win this, unfortunately. Big port. So now 8's become a free card. Yeah. So unfortunately, die stats are not with us. So we're going to move on to the next game and try again. Looking at the stats, yep, not so much. 8's barely rolled, and when they rolled, they were blocked for us. Not a good game. Hopefully we can get better luck next time. Alright guys, welcome back to another game. Looking at the board, we started off with the first pick at the 9, 10, 5. And then for our second pick, I decided to take the 9, 11, 5. And I'm going to go ahead and city up this spot over here. And the reason why I went with that spot and then point towards the left is so that I can build on the 9, 6, 10 spot. And I'm probably going to get blocked on the 6 ore, which is okay for me because I have the 10. And a single 9 gives me the settle that I need. So waiting for that to happen. And I can go ahead and take this settled spot over here. And then the next order of business for me is to go and build on the 8, 3, 10 spot. So 11 coming in clutch. Let's go ahead and point this way. And 5 is my only source of sheep, I know, which is bad. But I don't think that's going to be blocked a lot. I think he's going to tunnel vision onto the ore, which again is fine. I need a 5 and a 9. Looks like he rolled a 7, which is unfortunate. 5 and a 9 is what we need. And perfect. So now our game really picks up like crazy. And for us, I think the block is going to be the 6s are big. I'm going to go ahead and port this out for a sheep and do that. Let's go ahead and block that out and that's the resign. On to the next one. Alright guys, welcome back to another game, and looking at the board we have these spots with us. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to point this way, take that spot, point up, take this spot and point up, and try to go for a 3-to-1 port and play a double or reach sheep game. He's going to point towards the right, so he'll let me have the 10, 11, 3 spot. And looking at the board, I think we're in a good spot. I'm going to go ahead and now wait to city up, and I'm going to city up the 10, 5, 8 spot so that I can get more wheat and start porting my wheat out for cards. He decides to go for the settle, which is fine. And again, I'm going to go ahead and block that 10 of his. And all I really need is, well, not anymore. So now we're going to use the Year of Plenty to settle on the 10, 11, 3. And that is where my city is going to end up going. So he decides to port for a single ore, which is crazy. 7s, but we don't end up getting blocked. Now the question is, do I settle right now? If I would have settled, it would have paid off. Let's go ahead and settle. Yep. And now our game should pick up. So single 8 and a 5. That is crazy. Okay, gonna go ahead and buy a dev card. Perfect, bring ourselves under. Gonna buy another dev card. Bring ourselves under again. 3 is popping off like crazy. Ports for another wood. Another dev card, 9. And at this point I'm gonna, well, thank God. I think the city has to be on the 8, 5, 10 spot. Big 11 if I had only citied up the correct spot. Gonna go ahead and port this out. Actually, no, I'm gonna wait it out. 7. Alright, no 7. But I'm glad the 4s are going insane. He decides to settle on that wheat spot. Taking longest road. Why don't we go ahead and just buy out the deck? So mono is big. And let's go ahead and buy out that. Block that 10. Uses a knight, blocks it off of us. Gets 3 wood. We're going to use that, put it back on him again. And get a knight of our own. He has about 5 wood. Ports all of that for an ore. Interesting. And I think the mono still has to be on the wood. Rolls is 7. We're gonna roll. Okay. Block that 10 again. And wait for another 7. No 7 just yet. Not bad. But we do get a wood, which is great. Now I could go ahead and connect and also build on the 6-12, which I think is what I want to do. I think the block has to be the 6, but I don't want him to city up, so let's go ahead and block that. We still have 3 knights in our control. Big block. Gonna go ahead and city this up. 2 wood, 2 brick, 7. Nope. And a whole lot of sheep. So again, his struggle is going to be on getting the city. Luckily, he had a year of plenty. Insane. But okay. Going for that wood port. We're going to go ahead and... I'm going to hold on. Big roll. 1, 2, 3. Another mono is great. 2 mono. Have to figure out the right time to use this. Ports and settles. Let's go ahead and yank it out. And use this for another wood. Go for a settle over here. So now my 3-1 is active. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I can also take road from him eventually. He has 2 wood, a whole lot of brick. And again, I have to stop his ore. Ports all of that for another city on the 6-9-4. Or sorry, the 9-3-4. We're gonna go ahead and 1, 2, 3 for a wood and this, so that we can do this and settle on the 6-12. Starts buying dev cards, which I'm not the biggest fan of. Let's city that up. Thankfully gets a knight, doesn't get a block on us. Buys another dev card, which I don't like. Let's do that. Thankfully another knight. I'm going to keep it on the 10. No, I can't. Another one. Not good. Let's do that. It could be at 14, that's the problem. I think he won the game. Unfortunately, gets a road builder, settles. Nope. Okay. We can theoretically take road, I believe. Let's go ahead and do that then. So if I can port this out for 2 cards, then I can do this and this, take road, and now I'm at 13 and he's at a max of 12. And let's go ahead and buy another dev card out for a VP. Nope, get a knight. Get a 7, which is bad. Let's remove that and still block the 10. Big block. And let's block the 9. Move that back onto the 10. Take the settle. We almost have the win. Pull. Perfect. And that's going to be it. Looking at the die stats, 7s didn't roll as much. Luckily, we had all the knights to block him. And that's the most amount of knights I think I've personally pulled. I'm surprised I wasn't getting more road builders or Year of Plenties. But overall, I think what went wrong was the fact that Black thought that we would only take 1 or we cheap spot, and that they can take the best brick and wood and hope to get another one back. Either it's 11-5-6 or the 5-8-10. But they didn't assume that we could be playing a double or we cheap game, which is what we did, and locked them out of the board. And we were able to get a connect too, which was nice. So yeah, that's going to be it for this game. I will see y'all next time.